Hey y'all, welcome back. I have a ton of updates for you in this video, and if you've been here for any length of time, you'll know what that means. If this is your first time, welcome and buckle up, because Nikki is about to do some fast talking. It has been a crazy month full of exciting things. I got my green belt in karate, I officially completed my bachelor's degree, I celebrated my birthday with the help of my amazing friends and family, and also some things that I did not know I needed. This K-drama journal, for instance. Also, Steve, my first plant, who, as you can see, is in fact still alive. This is about as much nature as I can manage, so I am determined to steward it well. I also watched my first ever Studio Ghibli movie twice and wept profusely twice. I see no problem with putting that on the same emotional plane as finishing my undergrad. If you saw what my mascara was doing after the first time I finished Spirited Away, you would understand why. But with all those exciting things out of the way, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. This month also marked my first ever author collab on the channel, which is something that I kind of had in the back of my head for a while. I got the privilege of working with Bethany Meyer, the one and only, also known as Scribbled Fiction on YouTube and Instagram, also known as the author of the Scorch trilogy. I love the series, and it was just a blast to help Bethany celebrate the release of the finale for that series, Dragonfire and Other Nonsense. For me, that whole collab was like the closest I've ever come to like meeting a hero because Bethany and I sort of got started with building our writer platforms at approximately the same time. For her, it was right after high school. For me, it was kind of at the tail end of my high school years, but she was on my radar since then, and I always really admired her content. I really admired the way she approached marketing her books through Instagram. I thought that there was just this genuineness and this amazing humor to all her stuff. I have already implemented some of the amazing writer wisdom that she gave me, so that has been great and also incredibly helpful. If that's your thing, and you want to also benefit from the writerly wisdom that Bethany imparted to me, not to worry, we've got you covered. You can check that out in the podcasty video thing that we made over here. Closest thing I've ever done to a podcast. Side note, how do we feel about doing more podcasty episodes? Is that just me like succumbing to the universal temptation to start a podcast? I don't know. Let me know. If the podcast thing is not really your speed and you prefer something a little more spicy, you could also watch me choke down a bowl of spicy ramen while trying to articulate my thoughts about Bethany's book. Whatever floats your boat. Now, that took up a lot of my time and energy in the month of April, but it was not, in fact, the only exciting thing that happened in that month, book-wise. As a lot of you know, I am one of the writers in Jill Williamson's Blood of Kings Legends series, which is a sort of spin-off series from her award-winning Blood of Kings trilogy, where I and 3 other authors, Jill being one of them, got the privilege of picking one of her original characters that never really got their story told in the original series and writing a book for that character. It was a team effort in that we all kind of came together and bounced our visions off each other and tried to weave something that would really be cohesive, but it was really fun because we all got to kind of take our stories in different directions and explore parts of the world that didn't necessarily get seen in Jill's original trilogy. My book is number 4. We will get to that later because there are also exciting things that have happened with that. But what I want to talk about first is in the month of April, we celebrated the release of book 2, Andrew Swearingen's Lord of Winter. So Lord of Winter is book 2 in the series. Currently, these are the only 2 out. Jill Williamson's Squire of Truth and Andrew Swearingen's Lord of Winter. They are going to be fabulous, guys. The series is going to look so good when all 4 are together. Obviously, I want you to go out and look at Andrew Swearingen's book, but I'm not going to actually fangirl about the book right now. I'm actually going to hype Andrew. Fun fact, guys, about Andrew Swearingen. He was actually the first member of the Blood of Kings Legends team that I actually met. So when we first went through the audition process and we found out that we had made it and we'd been selected to write in this series, we all went down to Florida to have a kind of like retreat thing and meet each other, do some bonding, some team building, but also to talk about our books and like vision our books together. I was like 21 at the time, way more anxious as a person generally. First time traveling alone, like traveling to the States too, so that was like a whole other layer. I had traveled inside Canada, I think, before, but I had never flown to the States by myself. So that was like all kinds of stress, and thank the Lord for that lovely girl that I just latched onto like a barnacle who was sitting in the seat next to me. She got me through the airport. She was great. Also an abstract artist, which was like cool. Now that I think about it, we actually had some pretty wild conversations in that time. Anyway, wherever she is, Lord bless her, because she really got me through. But anyway, after that, Andrew was actually the first person that I met in the airport. There's little Nikki. I was like so scared, so nervous, had no idea what to expect for this. It was all very surreal, but I knew within like the first 30 seconds of talking to Andrew that everything was gonna be okay. Yeah, the big brother vibes were very strong, and I was very grateful for that. So Andrew, if you ever watch this, thank you. But that is not the point of the story. The point of the story is to get to the part where we're actually visioning and brainstorming our books. Nikki is not a fast processor creatively. I need time to think about ideas. I don't generate ideas on the spot very well. Actually, I don't do anything on the spot very well, if we're being totally honest here. I'm the kind of person that needs to go away and be by myself and come up with my ideas there. Not so for Andrew Swearingen, guys. I have never met someone who was quicker on his feet to articulate his thoughts so clearly and just so coherently, but also to just come up with ideas on the spot. It was fascinating to me to watch his brilliant creative mind at work. So, if you want to experience a book that came from a mind like that, Lord of Winter. Now, I promised that we would talk a little bit about my book too, which I'm excited about. Heir of Light is the 4th in the Blood of Kings Legends series, releasing this September, which is crazy to think about. Another side note. I'm all about the side notes. It has been a long time since I've put out a book. I put out a book many years ago. Not many, but you know, relative to my life, many. That was really just kind of like a maiden voyage into publishing. I was very young and just giving it a try. I'm not even sure that I did a proper cover reveal because at the time I seriously doubt that I knew that that was a thing. So it's really nice to be here in this place, having learned so much, though I still have a long way to go, being able to put something out there and celebrate these little milestones that I didn't celebrate the first time around, and to know that this book is so much stronger than that book would have been. This month we celebrated the cover reveal for Heir of Light, and guys, I am so pumped about this cover. The day itself was just so encouraging. I put out a call to my newsletter fam and they just responded with so much enthusiasm. So many of them agreed to help hype this cover reveal and just shared in my joy. Oh, what I love most about this cover is that it just captures all the vibes that I had in mind, that sort of swashbuckling adventure thing, some Easter eggs, pay attention to the owl, guys, because that is absolutely a hint. And just in general, I feel very blessed to be this excited about what this story looks like. Heir of Light now has a face. And I know I mentioned my newsletter fam earlier. Here's just one thing that I want to throw out there. Maybe YouTube is where you like to hang out, and that is totally cool. I try to do as many updates as I can here. But I really have been trying to emphasize the newsletter as the place where I want the most people hanging out. If you really want to connect with me and be part of my writer journey in kind of a personal way, I really strongly believe that the people in my newsletter are my core team, the people really in my corner that I want to give priority when it comes to exciting news, when it comes to kind of cool opportunities. Those people are going to get those first. If you want to be one of the people that gets to help out when there are opportunities to help out, or just to like see what's going on before anyone else does, go to nikkiflorica.com. There's a little form thing there that you can fill out. Subscribe. I'm gonna talk about Heir of Light, I'm gonna talk about the Blood of Kings Legends series, obviously, but I really strongly emphasize other things as well. You're also gonna hear updates about my life, what's going on with me, sometimes really personal ones. I mean, people that are on my newsletter, you know that sometimes I kind of go deep and share things on my newsletter that I have never shared on YouTube or on Instagram. I have some ideas cooking in my brain, things that I want to add to it, things that I want to use to kind of give back to this team that has been with me for so long and has been so supportive. So if you want in on that, that's where you go. What were the other things that I wanted to say? A little update on what's going on in the writer front. I have a work in progress that is due in the middle of July. It is not ready for that. I have almost completed a draft. My goal is to have a complete horrible draft by the end of May, which gives me a week at the time that I'm filming this video. It's not a lot of time. It's not going to be a great draft. Already, it's one of those drafts that's like totally inconsistent because I like switched gears partway through and kept switching gears, so things do not line up. The beginning does not meet the end. That's fine. The plan is to rewrite it. But that is my current goal. I will keep you posted on that. And if you think of it, feel free to send up a prayer for me because I could use it. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And as always, do not forget to spend some time in the clouds today.